everyone. I'm Rashmi Kaur, nutritionist and lifestyle expert at Team Luke. And today I would be talking about common fertility myths that most of us must have come across. Whether you all have read it online or watched a video somewhere, or probably a thoughtless comment by a friend or a family member, or at times a poor advice from your fertility specialist, let's not get these common fertility myths into our head and scientifically understand the logic behind these prevalent misconceptions. So let's get started. Myth number one: a normal semen analysis would mean a healthy sperm. Male factors responsible for nearly 50% of all the causes of infertility. Research is very clear on the fact that a semen analysis report cannot wholly and solely determine a man's fertility status, as it is nowhere covering the quality of the man's sperm. Firstly, let's understand what the semen analysis report is covering. It broadly covers the total semen volume, the sperm count, the sperm motility or the movement of sperm, and the sperm morphology or the shape of the sperm. It has been seen that nearly in 15% of patients who were suffering from male cause of infertility had a very normal semen analysis report. Over the past decade, it has been studied that an impaired sperm DNA may cause genetic changes, genetic damage in the sperm, which may cause structural changes. And these structural changes actually affect the pregnancy outcomes. It may lead to recurrent miscarriages. It may lead to recurrent negative IVF outcomes in many cases. Thus, it gets very important to understand the sperm quality beyond the analysis report. Please get in touch with your fertility specialist if all the other parameters have been taken care of and still you all are seeing a negative outcome. The DNA fragmentation, the sperm DNA fragmentation test can be done for the same to understand more about your sperm quality. Myth number two: a low AMH means that you will never be able to conceive with your own eggs. AMH, or the anti-Mullerian hormone, is a hormone that is produced by your ovarian follicles. It determines the egg count or the ovarian reserve, or basically the number of eggs that are left in a female system. Now, if you have a higher AMH level, it basically means that you have a higher number of potential eggs that can cause a pregnancy in your case. But the AMH again is nowhere accounting for the quality of a female's egg, which is very important. Also, the AMH is not at all showing the rate at which the number of eggs are declining in a female body. It is just the number, it is just the count of the overall ovarian reserve at that particular point, and it may not show that how rapidly the eggs would decrease in the coming years or in that coming 1 year. The overall approach that has been followed, a very traditional approach that has been followed, especially in cases of natural conception, is that you have to be very careful about your ovulation window, those 4 to 5 days of ovulation, and you have to hit the mark of that perfect fertilization. These are the main two things where the approach has been revolving around. But this approach basically misses the mark because the egg quality here again is not being given that much of attention. Even if you all have even if it has led, it has led to a fertilization, it is very important to understand that if the egg is developing well and leading to a sustained healthy pregnancy, all of that depends on the quality of the egg. The secret to a sustained healthy pregnancy mainly depends on the DNA of your egg. And the AMH nowhere is giving you the idea of the egg quality. Thus, your fertility status is not depending on your AMH values alone. Myth number three: IVF will fix everything magically. So no doubt IUIs, IVFs, they have worked beautifully in the past for couples who have not been able to conceive naturally. They have shown excellent results. But this does not mean that IVF is one-stop magical solution for your infertility. Every case is different. Okay, so it is very important to understand the raw materials that go behind these IVF processes so that you can increase your odds of a positive IVF outcome. The raw materials are mainly your egg, a good quality egg, a good quality sperm, and also your body's internal environment is critically important to support these procedures. Your egg quality, the sperm quality, these need to be worked on at least 3 to 4 months prior before you're planning to go for these procedures, because it takes at least a period of 90 to 100 days to work on the quality of your egg. Also, your internal environment, uterine environment, to basically support the embryo transfer is very important for a healthy pregnancy. Thus, it's very important to understand that directly blindly jumping in for these artificial reproductive techniques before you all have worked on your mind and your body to support it is not very apt. Thus, make sure that you're at least giving your body, giving your mind and your body that 3 to 4 months of time and preparing yourself so that automatically you're increasing your odds of a positive pregnancy outcome. Myth number 4, period pain is normal. Now, a slight discomfort, dragging sensation, slight contractions or cramping are okay because during your period, your endometrial lining is shedding for those 4 to 5 days. But if the pain, if the discomfort is to an extent where it is disturbing your daily routine, that is something not at all ideal. So, in cases where the cramping is for more than 2 to 3 days, the cramping is to an extent where the woman is feeling nauseous, is feeling dizzy, and has to take painkillers for the same, it is something that needs immediate medical support. Now, common causes of this excruciating period pain could be at times uterine fibroids, ovarian cyst, it could be endometriosis, it could be pelvic inflammatory disease in some cases. So, this for sure needs immediate medical attention. There are various pelvic examinations, ultrasound scans, and even blood work to be done to see if your hormones are in place. And this gets extremely important if you're trying to conceive. So please don't take your period pain lightly and treat it like a proper medical issue which needs proper gynecological support. Myth number 5 is that already have a child, you may never feel and never face any fertility issues in the future. So this is particularly in medical language, this is known as secondary infertility, that couples who already have a child or children in the past and they facing fertility issues in the future, it is known as secondary infertility. Now, the causes of secondary infertility are very common to those of primary infertility. It could be sperm defects, it could be fallopian tube defects or ovulation disorders, or at times it could be certain structural changes or damages caused due to the previous pregnancy, which could have led to issues in the while conceiving the second child or the third child in couples. So, the general advice given to couples who already have a child and are facing issues while planning for the second baby is that you need to try harder, be more specific about your ovulation period. Agreed. But if you have been trying for more than 7 to 8 months to try naturally and still haven't been successful, make sure you are seeking help immediately, and don't just sit back, relax, and try harder. But you need to get your blood work done, and you need to see if there are any hormonal changes or any physical defects that may have caused this. So let's quickly understand what we have discussed today in short. Number 1, you have to make sure the sperm quality is assessed and not wholly and solely rely on the sperm analysis report. Number 2, your AMH levels are not going to be the only deciding factor for you conceiving with your own eggs. The quality of your eggs is very important. Number 3, IVF is not the one-stop solution or not the magical solution for all of your fertility issues. You have to work on your egg quality, sperm quality at least 3 to 4 months prior to going for these treatments or prior to going for natural conception, with certain dietary and lifestyle changes, as these have been beautifully successful in improving the quality of your eggs and leading to positive outcomes. Number 4, don't take your excruciating period pain lightly. And number 5, secondary infertility is prevalent and it does need medical attention rather than just waiting and trying for over a year or two and wasting your time in that. I hope this video today was helpful. Thank you so much.